When does the rec center come back into the big master plan?
Well, right now the rec center is on our long-term strategic plan for I want to say 2023. But by investing these monies in 2010, we're actually going to push the major renovations back even further than that. We won't know until we're done the actual renovations as to where exactly we stand, but the reality of the matter is if we were going to be replacing our rec center or doing a massive renovation like was contemplated in our capital plan, we need to start planning for that now. And that would be about 15 years out if we were to start today before we could start building. With these funds that have been made available from the federal government, we're able to start doing some major maintenance now, which will hopefully push the major renovation out 20 or 25 years. But we have asked administration to come back to us with an updated capital plan. We need to take a look at where we stand today in relation to the capital plan that we designed 7 years ago. New monies have come in, how to photo rate our revenues under the new policy fit into this, where are we at with federal stimulus funds, how does this come into play with the municipal sustainability funds that have been made available from the provincial government, and how does our capital plan look today compared to what we planned on 7 years ago, 5 years ago, and 3 years ago.
From the outside looking in the last few years, just about every major building has been replaced in the town of Hinton. Is the rec center the sole holdout in that process right now?
It is. When we started reinvesting in capital maintenance for the town of Hinton, it's been about 7 years ago, actually probably even longer ago than that, 9 years ago, when our local governance under the leadership of Ross Risvold identified the need to replace the Civic Center. You recall that we had a fire at our old town hall, and we had an interim building that was in some retail space down in the Valley Shopping District at the time. A need was identified then that we needed to rebuild a new building for the future of the community. So starting with that building, we've essentially replaced all the major infrastructure buildings that the town needs to do our business on behalf of the citizens over the past 9 years. We've replaced the police station, the fire and ambulance facilities, the public works infrastructure building. We've done some major upgrades on the swimming pool, including heating and ventilating in order to help us get through there as well. A major renovation of the library, and the probably last facility that's going to need replacement is going to be our rec center. And so all of this has been done, I believe, in a pretty responsible way. We've had less than 5% tax increases on any given year. This year, for example, we're coming in at under 3% as an annual tax rate. So we've been able to replace this
tax rate or tax levy?
Tax levy, excuse me.
Yeah.
Average tax increase of about 2.88%. Of course, that'll affect different people in different ways depending on the value of their properties and depending on the market value that taxes is based on. But essentially, Council for 2010 is proposing a 2.88% tax increase on average across the board. So over the past 7 years, while we've been replacing all this physical infrastructure, we've been managing to be very cognizant of the impact on taxpayers while reinvesting in the infrastructure that's needed to run our community. And keep in mind that one of the big challenges that's been faced by every municipality in Alberta has been the 1990s, I guess, coming home to roost. The last time we went through a bust period during this boom-bust cycle that Alberta faces, most municipalities' responses to provincial government cutbacks was to simply stop investing in infrastructure. But of course, that investment is needed at some point, and the deterioration of these infrastructure never goes away. So in Alberta, across the country actually, the infrastructure deficit is quite astounding. How municipalities unfortunately haven't had the monies they need to reinvest in their capital maintenance needs and in their infrastructure maintenance needs. Hinton is probably in the best condition and the best shape of any town in Alberta because of the investment strategy that's been adopted here in the town of Hinton. All our major infrastructure for buildings has either been replaced, built new, or major maintenance has been given to it to allow it to last. And this year in 2010, we're going to be focusing on that, I guess, the stuff that's not considered all that sexy in the eyes of the taxpayer. And this is stuff that's roads, sewer, water infrastructure, the things that you don't necessarily see, but you absolutely need to run a safe, secure community.
Uh, Probably the biggest local story of the year was the destruction of the Roxy by fire, and the process that's followed it up in regards to getting feedback and evaluating what the options were. Tell us a little bit about the decision to partner with Landmark, or to pursue, sorry, a partnership with Landmark.
Well, Tyler, as you know, one of my personal goals as an elected official here at the town of Hinton was to raise the profile of arts and culture in our community. We're a blue-collar community, and I say that with a great deal of pride. We earn our living harvesting the forest, harvesting coal from the ground, drilling for oil and gas. We're a natural resource-based economy here in Hinton. We work hard and we play hard. One of the things that we don't necessarily, or haven't necessarily supported in a manner that it needs to be, has been the area of the arts and the area of culture. So as I was saying, we're a community that is a fairly, through the way that they classify community natures, ours is very much a blue-collar community. Hard-working men and women that earn their living from the land and processing nature's natural economy, natural capital. And so putting an emphasis on recreational activities, what you can do when you're done work. My focus has been on supporting the development of arts and cultural capacity in the town of Hinton. Unfortunately, our performing arts partnership, our performing arts facility with the Roxy Theatre was lost to us this year through the fire. Part of supporting arts and culture is ensuring that the folks that have the skills and the drive and the desire to do pottery, to do painting, to do weaving, picture taking, photography, need the facilities to do that. For performing arts, we've got a very good nonprofit dance studio in town. We've got a couple of dance instructors in town that are working from various venues. One of the things that we're lacking, though, is a large capacity performing arts center where these folks can go out and put on a show for the rest of us that don't have any skill but sure like to enjoy a show now and again. So what we did when we lost the Roxy was we went to a community consultation process. Council can quite often think they know everything that's going on in community, but if you don't take the time to go and talk to people, find them where they are and ask them questions and understand what their thinking is, quite often we can get it wrong. So we asked the Hinton Council for Arts and Culture to lead a process to go out and engage the community and bring back some advice and input and give council some perspective on what the community would like to see us do in this area of replacing our performing arts facility. As a result of that, they produced a report that indicated substantial 90% plus support to partner with Landmark Theaters to help them when they rebuild their movie theater, to help them put in a performing arts portion of their movie theater. So as it stands today, we're going to be introducing, we're going to be striving towards getting a partnership, because of course when you're dealing with the private industry, we've got some negotiating to do as they rebuild their building. They're going to find a location for it. They're proposing a 3-theater complex, a triplex if you will, which one of those will have about a 300 to 350 seat performing arts area with a stage and dedicated lighting and sound system that we would partner with them on. So it looks like by 2011, if things go well, we'll have a new performing arts center here in Hinton, and it will be the result of a private-public partnership, which is what's been supported in the direction we've been given by the citizens of the town. So an exciting process for sure, and one more step in adding new infrastructure to support the ongoing needs of our community.